think that's very, very telling to the player he was, but also the human he was. He was a man of the year in 1976, and since been renamed the Walter Payton Man of the Year. But he had all the players in the league. He was that guy. He was an ambassador for the sport, and I said this earlier in the show. Class is a word. Gentlemen, you come on the show.
In case you're wondering, Brandon is pooping right now, so we're just waiting for that. So sounds like he's listening to a morning football show, enjoying himself, and yep, just waiting. You know, sometimes you just gotta go. And,
oh no! Oh no!
Oh, baby! We here.
I was pooping.
You in the right direction? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is GPS.
My light's on. Now
you were tweeting about it, and then you were retweeting other things, and I just told the chat, I was like, should I just go live? And they're like, yup, and here we are, folks. Sometimes you just gotta poop. Sometimes
there you go, Tommy.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. Brandon Perna, how you doing this morning?
Look, it was unavoidable. It was 8:51, and Tommy's a bubbling. And this was just not one if I tried to do the show, it was not going to work. So I said,
Been there.
And then sometimes you can't have a quick one. And this one fought me tooth and sphincter. I was on Twitter. I was tweeting, retweeting, live tweeting, and made me think old Elon Musk got rid of the Elon jet tracker. Yep. I want a Perna poop tracker.
You know what?
And you guys can follow all of my bowel activities.
PPT.
Yeah.
PPT.
So it was real. It was very real that I missed the start of the show because of the toilet.
Oh, God. What are your rankings? Oh, no, Brandon. What did you do? What? No, I don't like that face. I don't like that face.
Top comment on the video. I can't wait for GPS to just see how pissed off Tom gets.
Oh, Jesus. I can't. Folks, we got a lot going on today. And we're going to be talking about some of the biggest surprises of the NFL season. We are going to compare our power rankings, which I feel like I'm already regretting, almost like I regretted every single week. And you know what? I will say, too, this week's power rankings, I told people straight up, after the first 5, I have zero confidence. I put the Lions at 6. Do I think they're the number 6? No. But all the other teams are starting to fail. So I don't know. I just don't know anymore. So maybe your power rankings will actually make sense.
Weird. It felt like it was the easiest week of power rankings I ever did.
How much thought did you put into it?
Oh, my God. I put so much thought into it, Tom, that I literally forgot to put the Chiefs in.
Did you think they're on a bye again?
I was like, oh, wow. I got an extra spot for a bad team here. And then I'm going through. I'm like, oh, you idiot. You forgot the Chiefs.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting there on Sunday night after the Sunday night football game, like the Packers and Rams ain't making it. So I stayed up till 2 a.m, literally constructing it. I'm going through. I'm like, let's go with Star Wars memes again for the entire thing. I'm working with Johnny Barks. I'm like, yeah. This and this and this. Record it. You're just like, I forgot about the Chiefs again.
Chiefs. Not even intentionally. It was just honest mistake. They're in there. I got them in, guys. Don't worry. I caught my mistake. But I was like, this is, I can put in.
And you cursed them, didn't you?
Well, the wheel did, yeah.
So you forgot to put them in, and then you put them in, and then you cursed them.
Yep. I put him at 7. Spoiler, they got cursed.
Let's get it.
Ooh.
Listen, Brandon, I've been nonstop since basically Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday, oh, baby. Oh, that episode of the South that I put out. You know the feeling that you get, and I feel like it's rare. Maybe it's just rare for me, where you're just like, this is good. Like, I made this, and this is something real, real good. That's how I felt last night.
Good.
I didn't get it out till 12:30 in the morning, but it felt good. So,
how's it doing?
Oh, it's whatever. I don't even care. I'm like, it could bomb. I don't care. Like I loved it. So I was like, it's all good. We had 1,000 people in there at 12:30 in the morning. So it's all good.
Nice.
It's all good. So, all right. Yes. What do you want to start with, Brandon?
I mean, we got a lot. We're going to talk about Belichick today. I saw Mike Florio trying to spark a Belichick on the hot seat fire.
No, I did not.
We're going to talk about the biggest surprises of the 2022 football season. And Franco Harris passed away. That surprised me. I didn't know. Was he in bad health?
I don't know.
He 72. Every time I saw Franco Harris, he seemed like he was still very young looking.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. This Saturday is like they already started hyping it up. It's a bit like immaculate reception, talking about that. It's a Saturday night game. So it's like prime time. So yeah, very, very sad.
Yeah. So that was surprising. It was like on the regular news this morning, like Jess had it on and I heard it. I was like, wait, what? So that sucks because one of the all-time football legends. And I remember watching just like one of these old Super Bowl tapes I have back here. Like that's how I learned about like Franco Harris and other teams that weren't the Broncos.
Yeah.
And just caught me by surprise today. And also another piece of sad news.
Yeah.
Broncos running back Ronnie Hillman in hospice care.
Yeah.
With liver, I think it said liver cancer or something. I knew he's had health problems for a while, but Ronnie Hillman was a huge contributor during the Broncos 2015 Super Bowl run. Kind of like a underrated key big plays for Hillman. So, another kind of just shitty piece of news, but we will steer this to happier times today, Tom.
Hey, listen, Cole's trying to steer you to rob a bank.
Hey, man. Respect, I guess. Respect to that. Yeah, I put a short up about that. I cannot make a short pop for nothing. I'm like, I'll get this up right in the morning. It's a hot piece of news about the Chiefs fan who was arrested for bank robbery. Same shit. But it is a funny story. It's Chief Saholic who wears the
wolf mask, right?
The wolf costume. To me, it looks like a rat. It's always looked like a giant rat, but it is a wolf costume. And the crazy thing about this story is people are like, why didn't he show up to the game? And he hasn't been tweeting for a few days. So everybody's like genuinely like concerned. Yeah. Like a health issue. Is he sick? Is something wrong? Well, it turns out he was in jail because I believe in Oklahoma, he was caught trying to rob a bank. And
was it in the same like that's what I heard. Was it in the actual same? Okay.
That was not real.
All right.
That was like a different. That was from some other robbery, but yeah, it's just a bizarre story. Robbing banks to continually feed his addiction of going to Chiefs game. So Chief Saholic, not just a fun name. He seriously had a problem where he had to go to Chiefs games, and now he in jail. Yeah, so I followed him on Twitter. He was cool. Like it was a good
cool before he robbed that.
This guy's chill. I like this guy. Seems like he got a decent sense of humor. Texas, Oklahoma, something like that. He was arrested somewhere. Some state where everything looks the same until you get to a city.
Someone asked me like randomly, they were like, Tom, what do you think about Chiefs Twitter today? And I was like, I I don't think about
Yeah.
Chiefs Twitter. I was just like, it's not really like my world. And then I found about the story and I was like, oh.
Yeah. I deleted a tweet because I thought it was fake. I was like, this can't be real.
That's what someone was saying too. They're like, oh no, that's fake. And then it ain't fake.
There's just some parts of the story were fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just robs banks.
That's
That's
it.
all he does.
You know, just
How-
no keys.
Like, is bank robbing even that bad anymore? Like, if
I
nobody
mean-
gets hurt, like, how bad is a bank robbery?
I
when
mean,
you think
listen,
about it?
since they're robbing the people under the oppressive capitalistic society that, sorry, I was right. You know, listen, it's just, if no one gets hurt and everyone has a good time, you know. So
Yeah. Is that where the most cash is even available? Like, unless you get to the big vault, like, what are you just taking some? I mean, just go to a gas station, probably. Where's the best place to
a
rob?
gas station? Did you just compare a gas station to a bank?
I don't know. Who has more cash in the drawer?
Oh,
It's
it
gotta be
was
quick, right?
Oh, it was armed robbery. Okay, hold on. He robbed a credit union. Well, that's where I draw the line. Okay,
Whoa,
credit
okay,
unions
that's
are,
not fair.
they're trying to make their way. They're not trying to be like the big greedy
right.
banks. You know what, Chief Saholic? Be better.
Yeah.
That's, you know what? Now I got.
You go after the big
Oh,
name
now.
banks, BOA, Wells Fargo. Those are the only two I know.
There you go. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not advocating for robbing banks.
He robbed a teacher's credit union. Like,
Oh, like, yo, come on, man.
you know
Like,
who has too much damn money?
They
Those
don't got
teachers.
anybody.
Those teachers. Tom was reeling in the dough and then was like, let me do YouTube instead.
I'm gonna do YouTube instead. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. Well, we've learned things. He robbed a teacher credit union, bro. If there's any institution that has less money, it's a credit union, and if there's any less, it's a teacher's credit union. We're buying our own supplies out here. All right. Oh, God.
Nick, if I'm honest, I have not watched it. I love Tree, but I don't need to see another video of people shitting on Russell Wilson. So I'm going to keep that off my radar for a while.
Nailed it.
I'm sure it's
Nailed it.
great.
Yep.
I encourage everybody else to watch it, but I will not be participating no more
No less.
in Russell Wilson slander. You know what I will be
I
participating in?
literally
Tom?
was about to use the same exact transition. And by the way, I know you're not going to understand this, Perna, but people who watched last night's episode, the fact that I woke up this morning and this episode was sponsored by DraftKings, it's perfect.
Oh, chef
It's just perfect.
Today's episode is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, my wife's texting me about steaks to pick up. I had to confirm. Which we are able to purchase because of DraftKings. Boom. An official sports betting partner of the NFL. And right now, DraftKings, for new customers, they got a deal for you. You make a $5 pregame moneyline wager using the code GPS, link in the description. And if that wager hits, they're going to give you $150 in free bets. What you do with those free bets is up to you. All right? And for the first time in several weeks, my advice of betting against my team may not have been the best advice. But I mean, we've got games on Christmas Eve and Christmas. I don't know if there's a safe bet this weekend, but if you got a good feeling on those money line wagers, GPS,
Santa?
$5, you can get 150 in free bets. DraftKings Sportsbook.
Remember, bet with your head.
Yeah.
Not over it. Are you still texting about the steaks?
Yeah, they got to get the right ones.
You know, Brandon,
Or,
I'm really sorry
Friday.
for interrupting your
Some,
morning.
steak fajitas.
It's just clips of you, Perna. There you go. There you go.
I'm sure.
It's on you, Brandon Perna. Is it actually? By the way, I don't know if you caught that. What was that? A week ago? Yeah, a week ago when I did the Russell Wilson roommate video. I had you in there.
Yeah, I did not catch it.
It's fine. It's fine.
I steer clear of any Russell Wilson related media.
You told me you thought it'd be funny.
No, I
Being
did.
a roommate.
I'm not saying you shouldn't eat. I'm not saying you shouldn't eat, buddy.
It didn't do that well.
It was a good idea. I thought it was funny.
I thought it was a good video, but alas, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's mostly just clips of Perna. All right, so it's just clips of Perna.
Okay, now that I'm in it, I guess I'll check it out.
No, here's what you do, buddy. You just go into your YouTube studio, click copyright, and then request its removal. Hold it for ransom. Get some of that sponsorship money. It's like robbing a credit union, but a YouTuber.
If I knew like I could do it for a little while and it wouldn't mess anything up, that would be a funny thing to do before clickbait, and then see if they had noticed. Because like I don't even know if Tree would notice, because he probably just has like a 50 million of those for every video.
Give him a call. Yeah. All right. Listen. Because I don't know if it comes up for you, the copyright, like clickbait, some episodes of clickbait or GPS, like they come up with my copyright because it's like the same thing. Every now and then I'm like really tempted just for giggles to just be like, request takedown. I
have it checked to not find any of my clips. Whatever that option is, like, I don't want to know. I don't need to know.
Yeah, it's all good. All right.
If Tree's roasting me, then I'll watch it. That's a different story.
I'll be good. All right. Before we jump into anything and the biggest surprises, do we want to just do the?
You want to do power rankings? Compare.
I want to get it over with. I have no idea.
Oh, I got to add it. Hold on.
I don't think I even want to know, honestly.
All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Blast off, baby boy.
You put the Texans at 14? What? I'm sorry. And now I'm just seeing that. So the Lions are I felt bad for putting them at 6. And you put them in a top. The Vikings are 4?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm sorry.
The Texans almost beat the Chiefs. They almost beat the Cowboys.
They won one game, Brandon.
And they get credit.
One game.
Yeah. But we're talking what just happened. We are in December football. And right now,
I am never going to question my own power.
One of the most competitive teams in the NFL.
Never going to question.
They even have their best player out there. He's hurt. Oh, Damian Pierce is hurt. They took the Chiefs into overtime. The Chiefs.
The Colts beat the Chiefs. Where are the Colts on the list?
Hopefully the Chiefs don't play any bottom tier teams in the playoffs, because they will be bounced. They will be bounced. Yeah, I put the Raiders back in because, boy, did they bring me some joy when they embarrassed the Patriots.
Okay, I need to. Okay, we got the Eagles. Got that.
Eagles number 1. Even with Gardner Minshew this week,
no.
I could make them even a 0, because that's how much I believe in them. With Gardner Minshew, I would have done it.
You know, with 0. I need you to stand up and tell me, God, and everyone in this chat and everyone in this Chili's tonight, how in God's name you have the 49ers at 6. At 6, Brandon.
Oh, that's easy. They played on Thursday. That was a long time ago. They're so far out of my memory. It's like, are they even a team anymore? Let's just get high on life, guys. High. You tried the drug life? It'll make you crazy.
You have them at 6 because they played a long time ago?
Look, I'm going to say it. I don't know how long I can trust Brock Purdy.
What about the defense? That's like number 1 in like every meaningful category.
Great defense. Great.
They destroyed the Seahawks.
Great defense. Let me see one more. I need one more outing from Brock.
You need one. They've won 7 straight games.
Yeah, but they've only won 2 in a row with Brock as a starter. I guess 2.5. And I like Brock Purdy. Last week I made a video saying he's good. He's good enough. But sorry if I don't trust him. Right now, I trust the Eagles and Hurts. I trust Josh Allen and the Bills. I trust Joey Burrow and the Bengals.
You trust
Kirk
Cousins
has
and the
led two of the
Vikings?
biggest comebacks in the last, 10 years, 8 years, I forget. I
It's the
trust
biggest comeback
Jared
ever.
Goff. The only quarterback I trust less than Brock Purdy is clearly Patrick Mahomes. Because the Chiefs ain't as good as the 49ers.
Well, you know what? We do have another one. So, because my honorable mention, because, I stick within the top 10 parameters, my honorable mention this week was the Jaguars, and you had them at 11.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we got that. The Dolphins.
They beat the Cowboys,
They beat the Cowboys. So the Cowboys fell to 9 for me. All right, so that's about there. 9 and 10 for the Dolphins because that's the best they've looked in a month because they've lost 3 straight, but I feel like they played really well against the Bills. The Lions, fine, I get it. 6 and 5. The Vikings, I just don't believe. The Lions beat the Vikings literally 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but if I'm being completely honest, as a football team, you wipe away a 33-point deficit. I think there's just that momentum that follows that. I think that builds a level of confidence in your football team where you're not going to get shook no matter what happens. And I think the Lions are in the same position where they're 1-6 and they've ripped off 6 or 7. So that's why I put the Vikings up that high. And you can call out some bullshit on my list. That's fine. It's probably true. But the Vikings at 4 right now this week, I stand by.
There is no way on God's green earth that the 49ers are below the Vikings. There's just not. There's just.
I don't know. What are the 49ers going to get a 14-point lead against them? Ooh. We erased a 33-point deficit.
The Colts
will persevere.
The Colts
Minnesota
scored 33 on the Vikings defense. And yes, the second half was very impressive, but the first half was also garbage. It's the Colts.
I don't think it's going to happen again, though. I just don't think it's going to happen. The Vikings could be 10 next week. We'll see.
Brandon.
I'm going to become a likable Nick Wright. What do you got? Yeah. Who do the 49ers play this week?
The Commanders.
Oh, see, the Commanders are like the 49ers, but without an offense.
Their defense is nothing like the 49ers.
Their defense been decent.
It's decent. The 49ers are the best in the league in defense. Easy. I don't.
If Brock Purdy and the 49ers offense torch the Commanders, I will take notice. I will take heed.
Weren't they high in your power rankings last week?
Yeah, they're number 2.
So you believed in Brock Purdy after 1.5 starts. Then he wins again in a definitive win, and they've dropped to 6.
But he didn't look as good in that game to me.
We're not ranking Brock Purdy. We're ranking the team.
Yeah, but he's the quarterback. It's less about the 49ers and more about my belief in the Detroit Lions and me being wowed by the Vikings this week.
Okay.
Man, I should start selling drugs. Get baked.
I'm telling you, the irony of this episode after last night's episode, it's just you can't.
What happened? What's the irony?
You know what? Yes.
Spill the tea.
In last night's episode, there was an intervention. So,
oh, you can't tell me that. Okay, so you have the Vikings at 7. That's a 3-spot difference. Is that really that big of a deal?
When they're below the 49ers, yes.
No, please. Oh, please.
You think the Vikings are legitimately better than the Chiefs?
Yeah. I'm dead. The Chiefs suck right now.
The Chiefs suck right now?
Yeah,
Why?
they suck.
Because they took a 1-win team into overtime, like the Vikings took a garbage team into overtime?
No, but no. Don't you dare do that. Don't you. Why do the Chiefs suck? Yes, because the Texans took them into overtime. Okay. Also, they squandered a 27-point lead. They almost gave it away. They're the opposite of the Vikings. They built the 27-point lead, and then Patty Mahomes throws 3 interceptions. The Broncos nearly win. So that's 2 weeks in a row. They almost lose to the Broncos, who we all know aren't good, and they almost lose to the Texans, who everybody, except for me, I got them as the 14th best team in the NFL. So by my own logic, maybe I should actually have the Chiefs a little higher. You're right. I stand corrected. Dang it. You got me again, Tom.
The best part is I didn't have to say anything, and you worked yourself into a loop. And then you're like, damn it. I done did on logic myself.
Here's the secret, everybody. The power rankings don't matter.
They don't. At the end of the day,
it's just an opinion, man. It's just a fun thing to do every week. And if you can't keep yourself entertained, don't do it. Power rank at your own risk. I did not. Honestly, the toughest one in the whole list is still Giants Commanders, because Giants got to win, but I'm not convinced that they are better than the Commanders. And they outplayed Washington for most of that game. So
it was also like, I don't want to see either of those teams really in the playoffs.
No,
like, I'm just
so
kind
boring.
I'm bored by it. I'd rather see like the Lions, because
I would rather watch baseball than the Commanders or Giants. Straight up. Just not even a good baseball game. Give me June baseball. Nobody gives a shit. Both teams are like on their 5th pitchers. It's just one of those weird rotation games. Don't want to see it.
Okay.
It's like those two teams are the opposite of the Eagles and the Cowboys, because you can hate on the Cowboys, but they're still putting up fun football. Like, they're either scoring a lot of points while giving up a lot of points, or the defense like getting 7 sacks and then disappearing the next week. I like that fluctuation. Eagles might be starting Minshew this week against the Cowboys.
So disappointed about that game, because that game was so hyped, and now it's like just because it really doesn't mean anything for either team right now, because the Eagles could lose and the Vikings could win, but they're still going to hold on to the number 1 seed. The Cowboys are almost locked into that number 5 seed. So like, it's
But do you think, like, let's say Gardner Minshew starts, how do you feel about the Eagles in that game?
I still like that. I originally had the Eagles winning when Jalen Hurts was starting, but I switched over to the Cowboys just because, one, the Cowboys, like, I think you just lose that running QB aspect of it. So I think it's just one less threat you're going to have to deal with. But speaking of the Cowboys, I mean, they went down in the power rankings for me significantly, because it's not even the offense. It's not the Dak mistakes. It's not McCarthy. It's the defense. The defense was horrific. Travis Etienne ran for over 100 yards on them. Zay Jones, 3 touchdowns. What is this? Cousins coming back against first cut. No,
it's a matchup nightmare. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian.
As soon as you see Texans at 14, you just stop.
Yeah, come on, guys. You can have a little fun.
We all just stop.
You can have a little fun. No, but you're right. Cowboys defense is the exact same thing I said in the rankings. Like, they've got to find somebody else to play corner outside of a Diggs. And I saw I saw a lot of people trashing Michael Gallup, saying like he's not helping the team enough. And I thought this was very funny, because Michael Gallup tore his ACL last year. His recovery time is insane. Yeah. He's been playing most of the season. And Cowboys fans have also wanted Odell Beckham to come in and save them, who tore his ACL after Michael Gallup. So they're saying Michael Gallup not doing enough, but bring in OBJ was the same injury. And the thing that's made Michael Gallup special is he's one of the fastest receivers in the league. So forgive me if I think he needs a little time to get that quick twitch back in his knee. But they have plenty of receivers. Their offense is fine. So you're on point, Tom. It's their defense, which was really, really good for the first half of the season.
Yes.
Still good, but they've been giving up some points. Like they gave up 40 to Jacksonville. That's a problem.
Well, so I think it's funny because you look at a couple of these teams, because you do bring up a good point, and that's why they were ranked lower. Like I am concerned about the Chiefs because it's these weird mistakes that they're making, whether it's fumbles or it's Patty Mahomes. Because you talked about the Broncos game, which I'm pretty sure I brought up in power rankings too. But like this isn't the first time it's happened this season where he's like allowing teams to come back into the game because he's throwing bad picks.
Yeah.
And like it's now a little worrisome that you're like, okay, like, is this a pattern that's starting to develop? And again, playoffs, anything can happen. If they are the number 2 seed and they go against a number 7 seed.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be problem. And it's the same thing with the Cowboys. Like the lack of consistency, I think is going to slap them. Like that's why I believe so much right now in the 49ers. Yes, they are not a team that's built to like establish a comeback, but if they get any type of lead, they're likely holding it. Like that's what we were talking about with Benkert. Like that's why the Chiefs game, it was really, really close. And the Chiefs ran away with it and the 49ers couldn't do anything because like they're moving the football like slowly, like they're grinding the clock, they're suffocating the offense, what have you. When they can't do that, that's when it's a problem. That's why like the 49ers and Eagles are a really interesting matchup because you have such a high powered offense going against a great defense. So I don't know, man. Like I'm looking heading into the playoffs. I'm looking for the teams that have consistency. And I think those are few and far between right now in the NFL.
Yeah. And the one thing we talked about with Brock Purdy is he's got the support of the team behind him. And I think the guys believe in him. And even though like I want to see more from him, like I think that's an understated sort of thing that the 49ers kind of have going for them. Going from Lance to Garoppolo to Purdy, and they're still winning and actually probably playing better now. Like that's a galvanizing thing where the team's like it's like the Vikings in that, like, what are you going to do that we can't overcome in a game? Like we're down to our 3rd string quarterback and we're still physically dominating opponents. So it'll be fun to watch down the stretch. They're a less interesting team because they don't have a star QB, but they're, for football fans, a more interesting team because of what they're doing with Brock Purdy.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, Jordan. Like it's one or the other, right? In which like, yeah, the defense has been at times, but it's like Patrick Mahomes has had some like bad interceptions, or you do have the skill players who are fumbling. And I'm not saying that he was bad in the Texans game because he wasn't, but I'm saying that like from week to week, it just seems like the Chiefs at times are like making it incredibly more difficult for themselves than it needs to be. And
yeah, Chiefs give up a lot of points too.
So
their defense is not as good as it was last year at this point. Come on, rah. It's,
I mean, like so again, like you look at the playoffs right now and like the teams that are currently making it, I don't like, where do you find like who are you confident in going like, yeah, like that team 100%, like if playoffs started right now, they're looking really, really good.
Yeah.
The 49ers for me are that team. I think the Eagles are up there when obviously Jalen Hurts is healthy. And then at the AFC, I mean, maybe it's the Bengals because I'm really impressed with the Bengals now because not only have the Bengals won 6 straight games, but now it was a comeback as well. So like they like went up against like because the defense was firing, talking about the Buccaneers, like they were playing really well. They were down big and then they roared on back. So like that, it was like, yeah, like that's a great win. And I know the Buccaneers are not great this year, but like I believe in the Bengals right now.
Yeah, and they lost Sam Hubbard in that game, and Trey Hendrickson wasn't playing. Like they get
Correct.
that win with their 2 best edge players on defense. So that's what like impressed me about their win, and obviously humiliating Tom Brady was quite hilarious.
Of course.
But back to the Chiefs just for a second. Red zone scoring percentage. Kansas City's defense, worst in the NFL, allowing points 68.2% of the time, worse than the Cardinals, worse than the Lions. They let's see here. 44 is the number of red zone. Let's see here. Red zone attempts allowed. So they're letting teams get into the end zone, and they're giving up touchdowns frequently in the end zone. Like, you could have a higher red zone scoring percentage, but maybe your defense doesn't allow opposing teams into the red zone that often. So that's why it's kind of skewed. But the Chiefs always counter that by scoring at will, right? You're never worried about giving up a lot of points when you have Patrick Mahomes and the offense and the way Andy Reid, I feel like, out schemes everybody every week. But once you get to the playoffs, that's when that becomes an issue. So I really don't want the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl, right? Like, it's in my blood right now because they're always so good. But my taking point is, out of it, like, I'm not sold that they have what it takes to be the best team in the postseason.
See, but I actually disagree because I don't think there's a defense in the AFC that can stop them.
Oh, I think the Bills can slow them down. I think the Bengals can slow them down. And what the Chiefs aren't used to having, unless they're playing Davis Mills and Russell Wilson, is a team to go toe-to-toe with them scoring. So
that's the thing. I think, like, I can definitely 100. I'm not saying the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, but what I'm saying is that I think that there's not, like, they're not going to be playing the 49ers defense, right? Like, in the playoffs, unless they get.
I think the Bills defense is pretty close. Like, in terms of
it's good.
It's the second next to the 49ers. They give up the fewest points.
So, like, it is good. I don't see the domination. Like, I would expect a game like where the Bills could win, of like what we saw earlier this season, except now without Von Miller.
Yeah. Bills 17.9 points per game. The Chiefs could run into a team like the Ravens and lose in the postseason.
Oh God, I don't know if the Ravens are even putting up 6 points.
When they get Lamar back, I think they can score. But the Ravens were a defense that was really bad to start the season and has just gotten slowly better and better. Now it's like the questions of the offense. I'm not saying I think the Ravens are like a great team, but I'm saying that's the kind of matchup the Chiefs could fall to.
Yeah, no one. And again, I think the playoffs, especially in the AFC, are going to be a lot of fun. I want the Giants and Commanders to get out of the NFC playoffs and it's simply because I don't want to watch the game. Just because it's going to be boring. Like, we're probably going to see the Buccaneers, whoever wins the South, play off against, like, the Cowboys. That's probably going to be a very bleh game. Unless the Cowboys lose, that'll be funny. But, yeah, I don't know. It just turns to matchups. Like, I'd rather see the Lions because, like, they are doing well. You know, like, they have a ton of momentum. It was not a pretty game against the Jets. But, I mean, I don't think a lot of teams have pretty games against the Jets because of their defense.
The Chiefs are the Detroit Lions with a slightly better defense. Hot take. Clip it.
Say that again?
The Chiefs are just the Detroit Lions with a slightly better defense. Slightly better. Book it. Love it, live it, dream it, suck it, click it. You know what the one thing the Chiefs are doing well right now is McKinnon. Like, he's been the difference for them lately. And it's like they need that type of back where, you know, he can have like 10 to 12 carries, but also like 10 targets in the passing game where he can just rip big touchdowns. Like, he's been a difference maker for him. And when they made it to the Super Bowl, but they lost, like, he had like another surge in the postseason. I believe it was 2020, but like, they always find those guys, though. It was supposed to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and then they got Isaiah Pacheco, who's kind of, I think, been good. I think people want Isaiah Pacheco to be really good, but they're never going to run the ball like a running team. So McKinnon's a guy you can get involved in the passing game. Yeah.
I thought the Chiefs were a little bit better.
No, I said their defense is slightly better. I'll take the Lions' offense over Kansas City's right now.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
The Chiefs' defense is slightly better.
So you're saying the offense of the Detroit Lions?
Lions offense is better than the Chiefs right now. Boom! Give me another hot take. What else you want? What else you want?
See, the thing is, like, I
Name
can
one
imagine
receiver on the Chiefs better than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I can imagine
Best red zone offense in the league, the Lions. That's a statistical fact. That's not me being crazy, guys. That is not me being crazy.
True.
When did this show just become
Hot Take Central?
Okay, the Lions now have the third best red zone offense behind the Eagles and Cowboys. Sorry.
Where are the Chiefs?
Sixth on percentage. Chiefs have the most red zone touchdowns. Lions have just second most, tied with the Eagles. Oh, here's the other problem for Kansas City. Turnover differential. They're -6. Third worst turnover differential
that is a
in
problem.
the NFL.
That is a problem. 1,000,000%. That is a problem. And we talked about that. I think if you put the Chiefs against the Lions right now, I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Oh, Lions would smack the piss out of them. Lions Super Bowl, Lions Chiefs Super Bowl. I would bet my entire life savings on Detroit. They're just a more physical team.
You know what the best part is that like you've basically turned into anti-Scooter. And what I mean by that is Scooter will say all these hot takes and ridiculous in support of the Cowboys, but you're saying it just to bring down the Chiefs.
I'm just saying what's a fact. Facts.
Yep. That's it. He's just helping all those people who like their water heaters broken. He's doing it.
All I'm doing is cashing threes. Call me the Steph Curry of hot takes, baby.
Yep.
This show needs more hot takes, Tom.
Does it?
Like, we need it.
Oh, no. You are going to curse them. You're going to curse the Lions.
No, you can't curse the most cursed team.
You're going to curse them. All right. Let's get to the title of the show 42 minutes in. Are you talking about steaks again?
Yeah.
Like, do you have like a meat man? Or
no, it's just Jess is there. She's not.
Oh, just at the grocery store?
Yeah.
And Brett, I can't. Okay, let's talk about the most surprising things this season.
Surprise!
I feel like we have.
If they fuck up my steak order, oh boy.
Who's they? Is it you're talking about your family?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was Jess and Carby?
Yeah.
Carby's like that one, and you're just like, you done effed up,
Go to your
Carby.
room.
You're
Go to your room.
Okay.
Biggest surprises this year. Boom. First one, Tom. First biggest surprise this year. DraftKings Sportsbook being an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Yo, check it. DraftKings is giving new customers a once in a century opportunity.
Yep.
Use the code GPS when you sign up over at DraftKings, all right? Then you place a pregame moneyline wager of at least $5 on any team you want. And if that bet hits, DraftKings is going to give you 150 in free bets to play with however you see fit. My quarterback should be returning on Christmas.
So your offense could be worse?
I am back on the bandwagon, and I think my team can get a dub in the biggest of lights, the Xmas lights. What's your Xmas factor? DraftKings Sportsbook, code GPS, $5. Pre-game moneyline wager. If your bet hits, you get 150 in free bets. DraftKings safe, secure, reliable. You can deposit and withdraw your money whenever you want. 6:15 p.m., 2:18 a.m. When I am on the pot before this show, do it. Biggest surprise this season, Tom, the revival of one Trevor Lawrence. We thought he was dead. We thought Urban Meyer had killed him. guess what? Doug Pederson comes in. Maybe not the greatest coach on earth, but pretty damn good right now. And the players in Jacksonville are saying the biggest difference is coaching. And now Trevor Lawrence, over the last 5 games, only Joe Burrow has as many touchdown passes as Trevor Lawrence at 13. And only nobody, because Burrow has 4 picks in that time, I think. Trevor Lawrence, 1 pick to 13 touchdowns. The fact that he's playing as well as he is a big surprise in my eyes.
Good. You're good.
Yeah, I was talking about Trevor Lawrence.
All right, biggest surprise this year, Broncos sucking as much as they are.
Ooh, coming in with the dagger there, huh?
Second thing, Packers defense sucking as much as it did. See, look, there you go. Right, both big surprises. Both big surprise. Listen, no, I'm not free from any criticism. 100% not. Like the Broncos, like that trade. I don't know if you've heard of him. There's a YouTuber out there that put out a video about like how the Broncos like fleeced the Seahawks, like with the Russell Wilson trade. And like it gained like a lot of momentum at that point. And like this YouTuber was like, oh my God, we're gonna have a QB for like 10 years, and like our offense is gonna be so explosive. And then the season happened. And then the Packers, there was another YouTuber who said that like they were gonna have a top 10 defense, potentially top 5 defense. And then that did not happen either. So yeah.
Who's still hurt on your defense?
Rashawn Gary's out for the year. So he's been out for a bit. Joe Barry is healthy, so that's a problem in terms of play calling. So, I was hoping if like maybe he started like just getting drunk on the sideline, like it would help the play calling, but it hasn't.
Yeah, is he on the sideline or is he a DC up in the booth?
He's on the sideline.
He needs to go to the booth. He needs to watch the game from the booth.
Maybe it's a little warmer in there. I don't know. AFC West. What?
You know what the Packers should do to fix their defense?
You tell me, buddy. Please.
They should hire Vic Fangio this offseason.
Everyone wants Jim Leonard from Wisconsin, but
don't care. Give Vic Fangio.
I just want a good defensive coordinator, but it's not just the defensive. Okay, so like put it this way. So Monday night, right? Packers game. We can talk about it because whatever. It was a long time ago. But the Packers, right? Their defense, like there was one that they're playing off receivers again. 2, Baker Mayfield was begging them, and I mean begging them to intercept him. And then Rasul Douglas does, and then he's just like, oh, here you go. And I'm just like, and Rasul Douglas has not been playing the same at all. Jair, you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay. Jair, also.
Where's my concussion spotter?
Jair has not been playing the same. The secondary has just been disappointing this year. Yeah. They definitely have been disappointing. And we have no pass rush. So that's bad. It's real bad.
Ooh, but yeah, everybody wants Fangio.
Oh, yeah, lots of people want Fangio. I mean, it makes sense.
That's what he does well.
It is.
That's all he should focus on. He could be up in the booth. He spreads out all of his defensive plays. He was like, the hardest adjustment for me is going to be not having all my plays spread out in front of me as I coach on the sideline.
Here's a hotter take. Put Russell Wilson on IR, sign Kurt Benkert, start Kurt Benkert, win all of things.
Sure, I'll take Kurt.
He could have potentially come back, but Ron Rivera and him spoke, and they agreed not to come back. So, I mean, maybe getting ready for a playoff run, because, I mean, the Commanders, like, they still have, like, a playoff seeding. So that's what I would imagine. And plus, there's no reason to rush him back, right? Because you need to worry about, like, his actual health, like, long term. So even if
he was ACL too, right?
Yeah, I think he tore more than just ACL too.
Yeah. See, that's Michael Gallup, guys. Just less than a year. Chase Young, well over a year now, right? So not every knee heals the same.
In addition, talking about some more surprises. What do you got?
Another big surprise? Yes. Go. Tell me.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay.
No, you tell me.
I would say the start to the Seahawks season was pretty. With like Geno Smith as a whole, I mean, you could also say like he's been playing well, and I don't think anybody anticipated him playing the way that he did.
Where are you at on Geno Smith, Seahawks fans? You still on the we don't need a quarterback, or are you thinking we should draft a guy? If the Seahawks draft a quarterback with the Broncos pick, well, you're welcome.
I imagine like you could star in like Smurfs 3 and you're just the Smurf who comes out and you're just like, I hate all of you. Like you should be like, oh, that's Cranky Smurf.
Cranky danky.
Oh, well, that went somewhere else. But yeah, the Seahawks and Geno Smith.
Show me where the ring is, Frodo.
They've taken the hobbits to Isengard.
Right. I've been in this forest alone for far too long.
Going after some curvy trees, baby. Anyway, another surprise for you, Brandon?
Okay. Which quarterback sucking has surprised you the most? Because we got Brady, we got Stafford, we got Russell Wilson, and we got Matt Ryan. I took the older guys. We know Stafford's probably the biggest one where it's injury related. Obviously for me, it's Russell Wilson playing the way he has. But next to that, I think how bad Matt Ryan has been for the Colts is the biggest surprise. Like when I really think about it,
the Colts as a whole, dude, like their offensive line, not good. They had like, how many fumbles are they up to now? They were over 30 last time I checked. Yeah. Like the defense is solid, but it's not as good. Like they have collapsed significantly. And I thought they were going to win the division easily. I was like, the Titans will be like somewhat competitive. Like we'll see what the Jaguars do, but like the Texans aren't going to do anything. Like, yeah, it's the Colts division to lose. And oh boy. And the thing is, if they were a somewhat competent team, they could still win the division, but they're not.
No, I guess that's a good way to put it is the entire AFC South, big surprise. Didn't start out that way. It started out with the Colts being like bad as a surprise. No surprise that the Titans kind of worked their way to the top, but here come the Jaguars. And we thought maybe they'll be better with Doug Pederson, but now the fact that they have a chance to overtake the Titans, big surprise.
But like you look at the Colts now and you go, okay, where do you even start? You need O-line. You need QB, right? You need coach. Like you need like big pieces. And it's just, it's bad. It's just bad. So that was a huge surprise for me because I thought they'd be much, much better. And like you were talking about the Lions right now, like obviously they're a big surprise, but I didn't think that they would finish last because I thought that they would be competitive enough and like maybe get close to the playoffs. And listen, we still have to see how these next few weeks go, but like how they've been their offense, I think, considering how they started, I didn't expect them to be this good. And Jamal Williams is just having an incredible year, which I'm so happy for him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, like they're going to be a problem for a while.
Yeah, I think if the Jags and the Lions both get into the playoffs, boom, right there. That's your headline. Biggest surprise of the year. Both those teams in the postseason. I mean, if we're evaluating the Lions before this season, I think there's a little bit of optimism based on the way they finished last year, but it was kind of more optimism built around, Amon-Ra St. Brown being like this true, like top flight receiver, Jared Goff being steady, but probably the Lions are in a position where they're aiming to replace Jared Goff. Like that was kind of our perception of them. Mm-hmm. And after they were 1-6, I think that was everybody's expectation, but now that's completely shifted. And
I still think they
just need their defense just needs to get a lot better to be like a legit threat. And they could be a legit threat all of next season if their defense is better.
I think they still need to go after a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know.
I said because I think it's a smart thing when and hear me out. Jared Goff still has another year on like his contract, right? So like you're still going to have him for another year. He's been playing well. However, I think the fact that you are going to have a top 5 pick likely with the Rams, you're not going to have that kind of opportunity again unless you really suck. And this is going to hurt. I don't see the Lions really sucking that bad for the next bid. So it's like you have your pick still, and then you use the Rams pick. You get your franchise QB. You don't need to start him right away. You can play him smart. You can play him behind Goff. Then the following, see how far Goff can take you. If he starts to flounder, boom, you start your new QB. If not, then you start him again next year. Have a nice day.
This is what they need to do, Tom, because it really depends on where that Rams pick lands, right?
Correct.
Right now they're at pick 4. Okay. Let's just say the Broncos can beat the Rams this week, and the Rams can be in that number 3 spot, because I don't think they're catching the Bears at number 2. So the Lions are in the number 3 spot. So you've got the Texans, the Bears, the Lions. What did the Lions and Vikings do in the draft last year? Collude. Now the Bears and Lions collude. The Bears flip-flop.
They could.
With the Lions. So then the Lions can get the second best quarterback, or maybe in their eyes, the first best quarterback, depending on who goes number 1 overall.
Bryce Young's probably.
And then you're true. They can stockpile that guy because they still have their draft pick in this draft.
They do.
If they don't collude, maybe they're sitting like at 4 or 5 and they can't take one of those top quarterbacks.
Collusion.
They could either take an impact player on defense right there, or they could trade that number 5 pick and stockpile another late first round this year, or have multiple next year. So if things don't work out with Jared Goff, then they have the ammo to move up and possibly get their guy. They've got options.
And again, too, like that's why like the Bears, oh God, I hate this. That's why the Bears are in a good position too, because again, they're going to have the most cap space, but they're just at the number 2 spot. They don't need a franchise QB. They could go after an impact player, like they get O-line. They can go defensive, or they could trade out and just like get, if the Lions did trade, which I don't think they will, but if they did, just get like all that draft capital, baby. Like, because there are teams that are going to want to trade up for a quarterback. They're going to want the Bears spot. So, yeah. Unfortunately, the future for both the Bears and Lions are looking pretty bright, unfortunately. So.
Is Bill Belichick on the hot seat, Tom?
Is that a big surprise? I mean, not to you. You said that, well, I mean, you wanted them to finish last in the division, but I mean, the fact that we're even talking about this is pretty surprising, I would say.
I don't think he is. I
don't think he is either.
It's Florio trying to get clicks.
Correct.
But the Patriots have a quarterback problem and an offensive coordinator problem. And you got to make a decision on one of those. Yeah, they got to make a decision on one of those moving forward. And I think it was Trent Brown was liking a tweet out there about the Patriots should go after Tom Brady or Jimmy Garoppolo. And the only way, oh man, Belichick could stick it to Brady if the Patriots did indeed go after Jimmy Garoppolo this offseason and then get into the playoffs with Jimmy G. Imagine Jimmy G coming back to New England as their savior. Because if you're the Patriots and you're looking at the way Tom Brady's playing right now, you're like, do we even want this guy? I don't think so.
I still think Jimmy G to the Jets makes the most amount of sense.
I mean, either of those guys are the Jets. Jimmy G to the Jets, the Robert Saleh connection. I would rather, if you're Jimmy G, you would much rather go play for Robert Saleh than Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. That's not even a...
Because I think the Jets are in a... Like, their offensive... They need offensive line. Like, they do. Their offensive line is... They have so many injuries, but, like, they need to shore that up a little bit. Their defense is very, very solid. They're going to have a run game next year. They already have young weapons. You need a QB, get offensive line, you're ready to go. Like, they could be playoff contenders next season. Easy.
Choosing between Robert Saleh and Bill Belichick is like, do you want to grow up with a nurturing mother, or do you want to grow up with a regimented military father who never wanted you to begin with? I think I know what I'm choosing, and it's not the the bad one.
It's not the bad.
It's not the bad. I choose the good one.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that's going to be really, really interesting going forward, though. But I don't think Bill Belichick's on the hot seat. I think, honestly, he is the coach of the New England Patriots until he doesn't want to be anymore.
Nick Foles starting for the Colts?
That's what I was
26 seconds ago.
There you go.
Wow. There you go, Big Dig Nick. We got Big Cock Brock, Big Dick
the
Nick,
49ers were
Gardner Minshew, all starting. You know, at this point, throw in Horsecock Lock. Drew Lock to start. Drew, get all of the penis QBs playing this weekend, and the ratings will be the biggest that we have ever seen. They will be huger than the quarterback's phalluses. Phallicies. And we did it.
I was waiting for it because Brandon sometimes just needs to get it out, and then he realizes what time it is and goes, "I done."
Oh, it's an hour in?
I done.
See you guys later. Boom.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Is that going to help the Colts?
That makes them slightly interesting to watch.
They're playing the Chargers on Monday night. We also, talking about the Colts real quick, the fact that Jeff Saturday actually has a head coaching job right now. I know it's interim. That I don't think anyone had that on their bingo card. Ever.
No, that's a top 2 surprise. Maybe the biggest surprise, honestly. That's got to be the biggest surprise, right?
Yeah.
Like firing Frank Reich didn't make sense. And then replacing him with Jeff Saturday made even less sense. I thought Matt Rhule was fired a little bit early too, but
that was the right move.
That was what they like. Seems like you should have just did that before the season.
Correct.
But it worked out. He didn't want to be there anymore. I think that was a big part of it.
They also didn't want him. Steve Wilkes literally said like it came with a like they were saying like when did the positivity start? And he's like, well, when we changed coaches. Yeah, that will do it. That will do it. So, well, Brandon, we did it. What do you got coming out today, bud?
Just a short. I think we're working on a Mac Jones video, so that'll be up tomorrow. But
nice.
I got a short I'm gonna drop later.
Very nice.
You got Tom?
I just got predictions today, bud. Just got predictions. 12:30. Well, technically, it still counts as today. 12:30. I premiered the South Saga. I think it's one of the best things I've ever created. So go check that out. Oh yeah, I loved it. I loved every second of that. So yeah, go check that out.
South Saga.
And we only got 2 Thursday night games left, and I'll be streaming tomorrow's.
Thank God.
Yep, 2 Thursday nights, 2 Monday nights.
Who's Thursday this week?
Jets, Jags.
Oh, that's right. That's a fun matchup.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Damn right, Zach.
Folks, appreciate you. Sorry for my microphone killing you. It's StreamYard, I promise.
It happens.
But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated
to number 7 in the power rankings. Deal with it, Chiefs